What's up? You rock with the Slim, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood on Lock.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good with everybody? And as always, I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the Hood on Lock. I am your host and CEO Official. Make sure you tap in with me on all social media platforms under CEO Official. And of course, the brand, the Hood on Lock. What's up, Uranus Rap Star? I see you was in the building earlier, my nigga. Appreciate you chopping in. I guess he's referring to the title when he says absolutely. Remember, Cain killed Abel. Real shit. Before we get into what Uranus Rapstar had to say about the topic, y'all, um, I decided to come on here with some content, open discussion, because I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I'm just tired of hearing the same shit every day. Every day is Pookie. Every day is Mayor. Every day is arguing and fighting. And even though I do participate in this shit sometimes, even when I'm not and I'm on YouTube, it is fucking boring and tiring as hell. So for those that is tired of hearing the same old bullshit, Hood is here to the rescue, y'all. Let's have a good open discussion. I believe that the title of this show is definitely something that we all have either experienced or know a family member that has gone through it. And I also believe that no family is perfect. So with that being said, this should definitely be a good topic. So other than Uranus Rap Star, who else is in the motherfucking building? Y'all let me know before we get started. I know my baby is doing some house cleaning right now. She wanted me to send her a text to let her know I was going live, but I'm gonna let her, do what she needs to do at the crib because I will be there tomorrow. So I don't want to interrupt what she's doing at the house for me, getting everything prepared. So of course you can see she's not in the building. I didn't send her that text, but who else is in the bushes though? Come on up out the bushes. Unless you got another brand's name in your title, then yeah, you stay your ass in the bushes. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this conversation. Um, Growing up, right, I was taught that family was everything. I was taught that family will always be there for you. I was taught that family will have your back, etc., etc. But as I became a young man and definitely an adult, I realized that shit was bullshit, and that if anything, family would be the first ones to screw you over, lie on you, turn on you, and not give a fuck. Now, like I said before, there's never all in a situation. So hopefully some of you guys are actually blessed to have a good family, a good support system, people that give a fuck. But like I said, for a large amount of us, we just don't. And that's what this topic is about. Um, I've had friends in my life, people that I met throughout the years who I trust and know will be there for me more than family. Now, when I speak on family, I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying my whole family is like this, but there are a large amount of them that don't give a fuck about not just me, but anybody. Growing up, there was a lot of relatives who needed money from my parents. Some even slept on my parents' living room floor, and it was nothing but love. It was nothing but joy. My mom made sure that, when we ate, they ate. Of course, they smoked joints together, laughed, giggled, until they was able to get on their feet and move on. I also seen that at my grandmother's house and other relatives' houses as well. But those same people who slept on my mother's floor, if me or my sister needed somewhere to stay, they would not return that favor if we needed to. The reason why I know this is because in some cases, they also slept in other people's houses, and when they needed help, they turned their back on them. And in my own personal case, at one point in my life, I went through a situation and I needed somewhere to stay for a little while. And assuming that they were family, assuming that they did at one point for months or maybe years slept on my mother's floor, I would definitely be able to come stay a month or a few weeks there and was denied. And that's crazy. It's crazy because my mom and dad could have did the same thing to you when you needed somewhere to stay, but instead she didn't. You ate our food, used our electricity, our supplies, was able to have access to our cable because the internet wasn't out at the time. So my parents made sure that your bum ass at the time was straight. But then when her son needed somewhere to stay temporarily, it was a no go. And I've also seen other relatives get done the same way. It also seems like as time goes on, family seems to mean less, less, and less important than what I saw growing up. Also, when I was growing up, I had grandfathers, great grandfathers, grandmothers, great grandmothers. Every weekend, I mean, they cooked every day, but of course, on Sundays, it was a big meal made, kind of like how you see in the movies, and everybody was welcome. It was always more than enough food. We all would be crowded in the living room. Some people had to stand up and eat, but you had a plate, though, you feel me? Nowadays, shit, you can go to a relative house and shit. They won't even offer you a sandwich or a bag of chips, let alone a full cooked meal. My great grandfather and people like him, great uncles and shit, they used to throw family gatherings at parks, beaches, and they would fund the whole thing. They would bring the food or barbecue there at the location. More than what was needed, sodas and water, candy and snacks. And as a kid, we just had a great time. We had a real great time. I also remember that it was very few family members that brought stuff to the events because whoever was throwing it pretty much had it taken care of. Nowadays, you don't even get invites to holidays. You might get an invite to a birthday, and even then, you got people monitoring the food, treating you like a kid. Like shit is just different now in a bad way. Kind of like how we now have women that have less respect for themselves, where back in the day they had a lot more respect for themselves and their bodies. Times have definitely changed. Now, to the topic though, at hand, family. It seems like they'll be the first ones to do you wrong and screw you over. So the question of the topic today is, When it comes to family, sometimes people will tell you, well, you have to look the other cheek. Oh, you have to forgive them. Oh, you know, family is more important or thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. You know what I'm saying? Like all the bullshit they fool you, but the same relatives you have an issue with, they don't feel that way about you or the situation. They don't believe that blood is thicker than water. They don't believe to let shit go. They don't believe to turn the other cheek, but you are often told that's what you should do. Now, as I stand here as a grown man, it's obvious that, you know, you got to use your head in these situations. Family don't make them real. Family don't mean that they're good people. Even if you have the same bloodline or it's closely related, there's no guarantee that your loved ones, your family, are going to reciprocate that same love to you or anybody else. A lot of times, the females in your family will choose dick over the love and the support that you give them and will always give them, where dick can be temporarily. Men will fuck you, come in and out your life, fuck it up, but your family will always be your family. Same thing with men. Men will choose pussy over their family. And as I just said, pussy could be temporarily. It could come, it could go, it could hurt you, it could cheat. But if your family loves you, they will always be there and support you. Shit, a lot of my family know I do this podcast. With the exception of one, Miss Howard, and my cousin Jacque, who watches on Facebook, you don't see too many of my relatives over here supporting me. And if they're not supporting me, that means they can't hit the like button, they can't grab a membership or none of that. Now, I don't beg nobody to come watch. They know I do it, but I never ask no one to come watch. Because I feel like if you love me, if you fuck with me, if you're able to, you would. But at the same time, once the channel blows up and the income starts coming in, those same relatives better not ask me for shit. They better not look for nothing, call me for help, ask for a handout. Because if you didn't support me doing the grind, then I definitely don't need you doing the success. Shit, my new baby, shit, she shows me more support than any of my girlfriends that I've had or relatives when it comes to the Hood on Lock. She's an angel. She's special. I don't know where she came from, but I'm glad she is currently now in my life. She is my biggest fan and my biggest supporter, and I love and appreciate her for that. Um, but we cannot ignore grimy, fucked up, and shady people, even if they are related to us. So it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle. A fucked up motherfucker is a fucked up motherfucker. Call a spade a spade. The same way I hold people accountable for their actions on YouTube and in the streets, the same way I say that I don't understand how supposed to be everyday people can support women abusers, deadbeat dads, niggas that sold their own ass, niggas that let niggas move into their house rent free that's gay, scammers, crackheads, drunks. I don't understand how family cannot support your business. Me, I have supported some of my relatives' business. If you had a store, I have purchased something from your store. If you have an online business, I have purchased something from your online business. I am very supportive even before I started the Hood on Lock. And those same people who I've supported their business, not once have came over here and hit the like button, said hi in the chat, or none of that. And that's cool. I have learned my lesson. So when people say, oh, I'm about to start my business, or, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, I look at them like they got shit on their face. Because when I told you guys that about mine, I didn't get a good response. I didn't get the support, so why should I give a fuck? As a young man, young adult, I turned my cheek a lot to relatives who I knew were foul and fucked up. And majority of the time I did it because I either loved them or I had respect for the position they had in my life. I no longer feel that way. I hold everybody accountable when it comes to my family, whether it's a dad, a mom, an auntie, a sister, a cousin, a brother. I hold everybody accountable for their actions. I no longer turn the cheek. I no longer ignore the signs or what's facts. And I'm proud of myself because growing up, people that know me know I let a lot of relatives get away with shit that I would have never let nobody else do. For those that's been watching me, you know my story. The only time I ever was arrested for selling drugs is my cousin told on me. He set me up on a controlled buy, which got my house raided, door kicked the fuck in, and that's how I ended up with my first ever felony drug possession with sales case. The police couldn't catch me on their own. They couldn't even catch me through the acts of some of my clients and customers, not even my workers. But how did they get me? Through my cousin, my blood, someone who was related to me. That's fucked up, ain't it? I had other relatives who I have unconditional love for, will always love, but was cool with me not having somewhere to stay at a certain time, but would take care of women, aka pussy, with no problem, and take care of the pussy kids if they had them. But their own their own family, not give a fuck about. And that's just sad because as a man, I would never have done that to them. I've had relatives who, at my time of need, would not allow me to stay with them, but then call me in their time of need and ask me if they could come live with me. And my response was, I could have told you what you told me, but I would never do that because I love you. And if you need somewhere to stay, my apartment at the time, you're welcome to. And because I said that, they never showed up because I fucked them up. I had to remind them that when I needed somewhere to go, you told me basically no. But now that you need somewhere to go, my door is still open to you, even after you told me no when I needed you. That's why I believe I continue to get my blessings. And that's why I believe the devil was working hard against me because he wants me to give up. He wants me to fail. Now, yeah, I may not be the nicest person in the world, but Hood has a heart. I do. And sometimes that can be my downfall because it can be misused. And the people I allow to misuse or abuse my heart are, of course, my family. So now I've learned to realize to hold everybody accountable. And I also realize that my friends are sometimes a better choice to go with in my true time of need because this generation of people just ain't right. So for those that's watching, I wanted to have an open discussion, but it seems like you guys are enjoying the arguing and fighting every day. It seems like you guys are enjoying the bickering and pretty much the arguing and fighting is the same shit though. They're not saying nothing new about each other, but I guess that's what you guys like, right? So this is what I'm gonna do going forward. When I do decide to scratch, is what you call it. When I do decide to beef with someone online, those lives will be members only lives. You guys will no longer be able to come over here and only watch me when I'm dissing somebody, and then you motherfuckers want to watch for free. So if I decide to diss Pookie, Zesty Sissur, or anybody else, those would be for the people who really support me and in a members only live. And at some point during the next few days, I'm going to go through all my videos and all my videos where I am dissing somebody, disrespecting them, clowning them, whatever you want to call it. I will also set those videos on members only lives. Those that support me financially will be able to enjoy those videos, but you people who only come around for that, you people who want to watch for free, that shit is over with. The free lives will be content only because that's what my brand is supposed to be about, and that's the type of audience that I want. So for you, those that feel like talking shit about people is more important to you guys, then salute to y'all. You're gonna have to pay to see that from me. But for those that really support me and want to come over and watch good content, that's what I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'm not gonna stop. That concludes today's show, and I'll see you guys at the next content show, hopefully. If you guys are not too busy listening to motherfuckers fight and argue, saying and repeating the same shit over and over and over again. And if you truly like to hear me diss people and have fun and clown people, be sure to grab a So Hood membership because that's the only place you're going to see that at moving forward 2023. I am Sensi's Yo Official, and as always, I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the Hood Unlocked. I'll hot you motherfuckers next time. Peace.